Welcome to another Road to Memorial Cup edition of the CHL Top 10 show presented by Kia. My name is Scott Van Koenen, and today I talk to the two teams that swept their third round series, the 12-0 Quebec Remparts and the 12-2 Winnipeg ICE. The Winnipeg ICE spent the entire season in the top three of the Kia CHL Top 10 rankings, set a franchise record with 57 regular season wins, and have now swept 2 of 3 rounds in the playoffs, taking out Medicine Hat in 4, Moose Jaw in 6, and now Saskatoon in 4 games. ICE captain and Minnesota Wild prospect Carson Lambos has seen this team rise from a 13-win team in 2019 to the Eastern Conference champions. He tells us just how close this group is, how past experiences have shaped this team, and what the ICE will have to do to earn a spot at the Memorial Cup presented by Kia in Kamloops. Here's Carson Lambos. Joining me today is the captain from the WHL's Eastern Conference champion, Winnipeg ICE. It's Minnesota Wild prospect Carson Lambos. Carson, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining me. First of all, obviously, congrats on taking the next step on the Road to Memorial Cup presented by Kia.
Thank you. Yeah, it's one step at a time, but we're getting closer and closer here. So, no, it's going well.
Back in 2018-19, you played 5 games with the 13-win Kootenay ICE. You know, fast forward 4 years later, you're setting franchise records with 57 wins, Eastern Conference champions. Is this kind of what you imagined you would hope to be at this stage of your career in the WHL?
Yeah, I kind of think coming in to Kootenay at 15, there was a pretty strong young core there, inexperienced team, and a lot of learning was done in those first few years when I was 15 and then 16 here in Winnipeg for the first year. And along with, picking up a lot of good pieces on the way, it's, I think that's our expectations to be where we are. And we're definitely not satisfied yet.
Well, you guys have spent the entire season in the top 3 of the Kia CHL Top 10 rankings, so nobody should be surprised that you made it to this far. But what does it mean to some of you veteran guys? Yourself, McLennan, Peterson, Zloty, Prosofsky, who've all been here, since the Kootenay time.
Yeah, it means a lot. I think this opportunity and getting to the finals, it's not something that happens in 1 year. It takes a lot of learning. Last year served as that for us. So yeah, it's definitely a really valuable chance, and definitely don't want to take it for granted. And I definitely know, our team isn't, and especially those guys that have been through those rough times with Kootenay, and it's a long time coming.
Well, you mentioned losing out to Edmonton last year, and I've talked to some other guys on your team throughout the year about this. But now that you've taken that next step and looking to take another one, what do you take away from that series and maybe have learned from seeing how those Oil Kings were last year?
Yeah, that was a hard series. I think, other than game 5, those first 4 games, every goal took so much to get for both teams. Special teams is going to be so big. 5 chances, every breakdown, every little mistake becomes so noticeable, and everything is just zoomed in on. And it's really such a tight game, and whoever we end up playing, it's going to be a tight opponent. It's not going to be easy to get anything going.
So, sweep Medicine Hat in the first round, and run into a little bit of trouble with Moose Jaw in the second round. Looking back at that series now that you're past that, was it nice to be pushed and tested and have a little bit of adversity there?
Yeah, for sure. We have some guys in our team that haven't really had much playoff experience. And I think it's really important for our team to go through that with what we went through Moose Jaw, down 2-1 in the series, and then game 4, going overtime, having our backs against the wall is what it feels like in that position. So it's definitely really valuable because it's not going to be easy from here on out. And, we can't shut down as soon as we face adversity moving forward. And I don't think that's what we did in that second series. And I don't think it's what we plan on doing moving forward.
And then obviously last round playing against Saskatoon, they were really battle tested in their first 2 rounds and showed a lot of resiliency. How important was it for you guys to close it out in 4, not only for the rest, but just to not let them up off the floor at all?
Yeah, it was huge. I think 2 7-game series. And they had some injuries too. It took a lot out of them, and kind of saw a tired team at the start of the series, and they started, getting their legs back. And later on in the series, and we just didn't want to give them any life, didn't want to give them hope. Being able to close out in 4 was massive for our rest and just for our confidence moving into the dance.
Obviously, the further you go into the playoffs, staying healthy is key, and getting the rest and using that to get healthy is paramount. But what kind of other activities as a team have you guys been doing with all this time off?
Yeah, I definitely think away from the rink, want to kind of get our rest and not do too much physically, just kind of hanging out. I know the NHL playoffs are on, so a lot of guys are watching that and then following that. But no, this time of year, I definitely want to take advantage of the downtime and not play other sports like we probably would be in the summer, but can't lose sight of our goal.
How close is this group right now? Because you look like you guys are having a lot of fun, but still very business-like.
Yeah, it's a really tight group, kind of a more veteran group. So I think guys know when the time is to have fun and when the time is to get down to business. I think we are really tight and have a lot of fun, joke around, but kind of once we get to the rink and get around to game time, it's a lot more business-like and take care of business. So I think that's kind of how our team is. But away from the rink, we have a really tight group, and yeah, it's a special team.
You guys are a deep team as well. Obviously, the additions that you made at the trade deadline bolstered your lineup. And I've heard you talk about guys having to take lesser roles when you're on such a deep team like this. But how much easier is it to accept those roles when you guys are a close group the way you are, the way you just said?
Yeah, I think it's, when you have a goal in mind like we do ours, it's going to come with a little bit of sacrifice from everybody. And having a competitive group, we're competitive within each other, but everyone just wants the best for the next guy, and that's really helpful. There's definitely no grunges or any sort of thing like that going on, which I'm really grateful for. Especially some of our guys that have ended up being depth guys have been just great teammates, and it's so important because that can really leak into a team and hurt it, and we haven't had any of that. So it just goes to speak from the character of all the guys in our lineup and not playing too.
As the captain, as the leader of the team, do you step up and say anything like that? We're checking our egos at the door at all?
Yeah, I think that's something that's kind of been addressed, early in the year, and I think guys are pretty well aware of what's going to happen when you're on a team like ours. I don't think we've had really any ego problems, and it's an easy, for the most part, this group's pretty easy to lead, and it's not just one leader or the guys that wear letters. There's a lot of leaders on this team and guys that are all bought in, so it makes leadership group's job a lot easier.
When you guys are rolling through the playoffs the way you are, how high is the confidence level in the room right now?
Yeah, it's good, but we know it's going to be hard moving forward. We know that if we play our game and stick to our system and our guys are going, that we have a very, very good chance at winning. But I think can't mix confidence with cockiness. Can't just think we're going to show up and get the job done, because that's not how it's going to work. And so we should be comfortable knowing that if we stick to our system and feel like we're going to have success if we do that, but can't get too far ahead of ourselves.
Well, after a couple days off, you guys are back at it, practicing again. What's been the message from Coach Patrick, maybe at the start of the playoffs and then again as you await to see who your opponent will be in the final?
Yeah, I think kind of in the start of the playoffs, it's just that every game is so crucial. It's every mistake, discipline, making smart decisions with the puck is just so magnified, and that was a big message at the start of the playoffs. Being smart and not being selfish in those ways, and we're still kind of waiting on seeing who we're going to play, but we know it's going to be a heavy game. It's going to be a hard game, so we'll get a bit more into that as once we find out who we got.
How do you have a short memory in the playoffs for if you make a mistake to get it out of your head so you don't it doesn't snowball on you.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to realizing that the past is in the past, and if you make a mistake, the mistake's made, and there's nothing you can do about it. I think that's really important in the playoff time, because you can't dwell on the past, and you don't want to let the momentum just completely take you over. If you're behind the eight ball, you got to be able to stop and reset and take a deep breath. So that goes with every mistake within a game, and then also, losing or getting down in a series, you got to realize that all you can think about is the next shift and next game.
Good. Just getting back to Coach Patrick. What's since he's been there seemingly forever at this point, what's been his impact on your career and the core group of you that have been together for so long now?
Yeah, he's been so good for me, and I think a lot of the guys that have been here for a long time too. Professionalism, learning the game, and I feel like I have such a better understanding of hockey and the things that really matter. And he's definitely taught me a lot about that, and it's been so important for me. I'm just trying to develop my game personally into a way that's I can find a way to play my game at the next level. But as a team, I think he gets the best out of us, and he has, we have a lot of, I guess you could say, high elite players, but still has everyone playing the system and keeps everybody in check.
Well, you also mentioned special teams earlier and how important special teams are in the playoffs. And your power play's humming along, pretty good so far. But the penalty kill has been struggling a little bit. So how much have you guys been, watching tapes or working on that in practice, knowing like the firepower that awaits you in the next round?
Yeah, it's gonna be crucial in the next series. Like I said earlier, special teams is so huge in the playoffs. We have our system and penalty kill, but we'll have to make adjustments based on who we're playing. Every power play has different looks and different personnel, so we'll get more into that once we find out who we got. But yeah, we definitely have to dial that in, and it's going to be such a big part of the game moving forward.
You haven't played Kamloops since late October, and Seattle was in early January. So you guys have changed quite a bit since then. How closely have you guys been following that series?
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of either watching the game or following the scores. Yeah, it's everyone's aware of what's going on, but I think nobody's really hoping for one result or the next. It's just whoever we get is we're gonna things fall into place as they may, and that's kind of our mindset.
As a defenseman, when you look at their rosters and pick your poison on either one, how excited does this challenge? How does it make you?
Yeah, that's very exciting for me. Both teams have a lot of elite players, a lot of high skill, high speed players, and I think that's a good challenge for me and the rest of our defensive group, a chance to prove ourselves as defenders. And I think it really shows, when you play teams like this, what your team is made of, and it's definitely a challenge I'm looking to embrace, and I think the rest of the group feels the same way. It's not just defensemen that play roles in defending. It's everyone up front to the goalies. So it's it's a team effort, and I know we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, the three teams that are left in the WHL are all obviously elite offensive teams. So how much more important is that defensive team structure going to be in the final?
Yeah, it's going to be huge. I think like playing against some other teams might get away with a few breakdowns here and there where teams don't capitalize and turn those into scoring chances. But with our team and whoever we end up playing, it's going to be every breakdown will lead to a look or scoring chance, and that's what happens when you're playing the best. And so everyone's going to have to be locked in on the system and not giving up looks, because it's crucial.
As I know, the focus is always, the next game and one game at a time. But when you have this much time off, how do you prevent yourself from looking too far ahead and start daydreaming about, a potential trip to the Memorial Cup in Kamloops?
Yeah, I don't think much of that's going on. I think we know that there's a lot of work to be done before we're going to get to that point, and I think everyone's well aware of how hard it is to win and how hard it's going to be to win. And I don't want to get too ahead of ourselves and I think that just comes with focusing in practice and just looking forward to the next day practice and the next game, and that's it.
You guys are the only show in Winnipeg right now. Is the excitement around the city building even more now?
Yeah, I think so. I think should get good support from the city and the fans, being the only hockey team left now. So it's going to be really exciting to play at home and see what the fans bring out. We know it's going to be good.
For the Winnipeg Ice to make it to the Memorial Cup presented by Kia, you will have done what successfully in the WHL final to win the championship?
I think just committing to play as a team and sticking to our system, that's going to be so huge. Yeah, I think those are the two keys for us.
You guys have finished 3 rounds of playoffs, 5 weeks of beard growing. Who's got the best beard on the team right now?
Definitely not me. Probably Prasovsky or Sword. Those two guys have pretty good beards coming in lumberjack looks. So I know I'd be scared of them if I was on the other team. But yeah.
On the other side of that, who looks like they've just started growing?
I don't think Benson has much. I mean, I can't say I'm not in that category. Yeah, Jonas Wu, younger guy. He hasn't got much on his face either. So yeah.
If I forced you to pick someone from your team that you think is going to have a breakout championship series, and we're going to rule out Savoy, Geeky, McLennan, Benson, and now Stopchuk.
Yeah, I mean, we have so many stars and good players, but Evan Friesen's a guy who's come up big for us at times in this playoffs. I think he's an underrated player in this league, and he's can play up and down the lineup. And if he's not scoring, he's doing so much more for us, defending and winning puck battles, holding on to pucks. So I think he's going to be a huge player for us.
How important is it to have guys that might not be showing up on the score sheet, but they're doing all the little things that you guys need to do to win games as well?
Yeah, it's crucial. You need guys that you can trust to put on the ice and can just settle things down, and you feel comfortable that there's not gonna be chaos coming your way. And I think we have that on our team. Swarto's been so good like that, and he gets on the score sheet too. But a D-man like that, and our fourth line, those guys have been like that all playoff long. Put them out, and no one's too nervous with those guys on the ice.
Well, Stopchuk, and given the breakdown on Milic, if you guys happen to play Seattle.
Yeah, we haven't heard too much yet. We'll see who we're playing, and we're going to use all the intel we have.
Favorite part of playoff hockey?
I think just the pressure and the build up. I think it's a lot more. Every game means so much more than it does in the regular season, at least for our team with the position we were in the regular season. So just every play being so meaningful, and yeah, I love that.
Awesome. Carson, thank you very much. Good luck this weekend in the final, and hopefully a trip to the Memorial Cup.
Thanks for having me.
The Quebec Remparts were the only Q team to be ranked in the CHL top 10 rankings all season long, spending 22 weeks in the top 3. After their most recent sweep against Gatineau, the Remparts are on a 20-game win streak with no signs of slowing down. With sweeps of Charlottetown and Rimouski in the rearview mirror, Rempart captain Théo Rochette tells us how they were able to shut down the high-flying Olympiques, the mentality in the room after just 12 games in 5 weeks, and what the Remparts will have to do against the Mooseheads to earn a spot at the Memorial Cup presented by Kia. Here's Théo Rochette. My next guest is captain of the QMJHL final bound 12-0 Quebec Remparts. It's Théo Rochette. Théo, how are you doing today?
Very good. Yourself?
I'm pretty good, thanks. First of all, congratulations on making it to the final. The minimum through 3 rounds. If you add in your final 8 games of the regular season, you guys are riding a 20-game win streak. How have you been able to do it? Especially at this time of the year when the competition's even tougher.
Yeah, I mean, we had a lot of injuries at the end of the year, so it was getting hard. But I mean, we have a good group of guys with a lot of experience. So I mean, we fight through it, and we find a way to get those wins.
Well, with those injuries, I guess guys get elevated to different roles that they might not have been normally playing or put in different positions. How much has that benefited you guys now as we come to the 4th round of the playoffs?
Yeah, obviously it's good for them, and there's a couple guys that have been scratched since the beginning of the playoff, and they're always there around us with a positive attitude. So it's great for us, and like I said, we have a good group of guys, and it was good for them to take a step, and for the guys that playing third or second line go to the first or second line. It was good for them, good experience, and we were just trying to get ready for the playoffs, and obviously the guys that were injured got a little bit of rest, so it was good. It was good for the team.
The first two rounds, I can buy sweeping. I don't think anybody would have guessed a sweep against the Gatineau Olympique. In their 9 games before they played you guys, they were outscoring their opposition 53-9. And so they might have been on an even better run than you guys were on. How were you guys able to shut down their guys? And I know a couple games went to overtime. So what does it say about the character in your room as well that you guys were able to come out on the right side of those tight games?
Yeah, obviously we didn't expect that either, but I mean, uh, like I said, we have a lot of character, a lot of experience in that room, and I think it benefits us in the overtime, like you said. Uh, it was pretty close games, and we find a way to win, and that's what good teams does. We play the right way. We focus on the next game every time, and it was good for us, and experience again for the final.
How much emphasis did you guys put on, guys like Zach Dean and Riley Kidney? And, Kidney had only been shut out of one game in his time with Gatineau, and that was his first game, and that happened to be against you guys as well. So how much did you guys focus on limiting their opportunities because you held them both out of at least one game?
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of videos. We know they're really good players, and we know it was going to be hard to avoid them from scoring goals. So we just work hard, block some shots. I mean, PK has been amazing the whole series. Our goalie has been amazing. So I think yeah, we did a lot of great things. We're a pretty good team defensively. All of our forwards are very responsible, and we did that as a team.
I spoke to Justin Robidaw at the end of the last round, and I asked him to give me a breakout player for this past series, and he picked Will Rousseau. And he said, he was a guy who had been playing well, but he thought he could take it to another level. Everybody can see the numbers that he put up in the final round. Maybe for you as the captain and the leader of the team, put into words his performance against Gatineau.
Yeah, he was amazing. I mean, it was, like I said, it was a really close series, and without him, it would have been maybe like a 7 game series. I mean, he stopped every puck. He made some big save at key moments. He went through a rough time at the end of the year a little bit. It was just a time that it was tough for him. Pat was talking a lot with him, and I mean, he went through this like with as a team. We helped him, and in the playoffs, he's been amazing so far. Even in the 2 first round, I mean, even if he didn't have a lot of shots, he was good when he was supposed to be good.
How much more confidence does that give you guys now? Obviously he's been tested in the games, like you said, without a lot of shots, and now he's been tested in the games with a lot of shots as well, and he's come out on the right side on all of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know, we expect a lot from him this season, but I mean, in this playoff, he's just amazing, like we talk about, and yeah, he gives us a lot of confidence offensively. We know we have a wall down there, so we can take a little bit more chance offensively, and our D's are insane in front of him. So yeah, it's good for the team, and it's good for him for his confidence too.
After you guys handshake and go back into the dressing room after the last series, as the captain, do you stand up in the room and say something to the guys, or is that unnecessary because everybody's got the same goal right now, everybody's on the same page, and it's Q championship and then a trip to Kamloops?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have the same goal, and a lot of guys in our team are not coming back next year in junior. So I mean, it's the year for everyone. The younger guys know they might not have the chance to get that close from a championship. So we're all on the same page, and we were very excited after the semifinal. But I mean, we know what's the final is. final is coming. So we focus for the next step for us, and I know the guys will be ready with the experience we have in our group.
How is everyone in that group feeling right now? Like, because other than at the start of the season, you guys probably have never been so well rested.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's obviously we had a lot of confidence before, but yeah, it's great to sweep three series in a row, especially against Gatineau, a very good team. Um, yeah, the group has never been that confident, and like I said, we're ready, and we're gonna be a great team in the finals. I know that for sure.
How do you keep it at high confidence and not cockiness or arrogance?
Yeah, I mean we talk about it during the season a lot. There's a thing, even kill, that we said a lot in our dressing room, and it's just a factor of like just focus on every game what we have to do, and not like focus on the past or too far. So I think the team does it very well. We expect a little breakdown on the game four against Gatineau, and I mean, the group was just insane at game four. So uh, nothing to add as a captain in the room. I mean, the guys are ready, and we're all on the same page.
What did you guys get up to off the ice over the weekend with the time off that you have? I know you're back to business now, but a couple days off. What did you guys get up to?
Yeah, a couple days off. We practiced Saturday just to keep on rolling, and we practiced this morning. But obviously, yeah, a couple days off to rest the guys, and we'll be back at it Wednesday and Thursday to make sure we're ready for Friday night.
Did you guys get out and do any, team activities together or any bonding? Go to the movies? I know you guys have gone out and done some golfing in the past.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty sure Roby talked to you about golfing, but
Yeah.
yeah, we're golfing pretty much every day's off. Like tomorrow we have a day off. We got I think four starts at the golf in Quebec. So yeah, it's good time. It's getting hot in Quebec, so we enjoy the sun and the days off to rest and get ready.
So yeah, you've kind of touched on it, but how close is the group really? Like you guys are very business-like, but it seems like you're able to enjoy the moment as well.
Yeah, I know Pat was talking about it in the media lately, but the chemistry we have in our group is amazing. I mean, pretty much of all the guys were there for the past 3 or 4 years in Quebec, and we've been really close for that time. So nothing changed. We had a lot of good guys in our team at Christmas and during the summer. Guys like Robida is, guys with experience, and he's been in the final 2 years ago, I think. And even guys like Darcy Langlois and Agostino, they're not like superstar, but I mean, they're guys you want in your locker room, and they're guys you want on the ice for your team. They're tough to play against, and very very good guys off the ice.
What you mentioned, Coach Patrick Waugh, what was his message to you guys after, or even today, but after the final round, and what is he expecting of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking for this all playoff long. I know I repeat myself, but the word even kill, we know we did something special, beating Gatineau in four, but job's not done. We got a final to play, and our goal is to win the championship and the Mem Cup. So we'll be back at it Friday, and we'll get ready for it.
What has he meant for your career since coming to Quebec, and how much do you guys want to win for yourselves, but also win for him as well?
Yeah, when I came in Quebec, it was pretty special. I mean, he called me the night I was traded, and just to have Patrick Roy on the phone is kind of special. Didn't see him play, but I mean, he's a legend. And when I came, he was like a mentor for me. Came there as a kid, 17 years old, and it was great. I mean, he helped me a lot with my confidence, and he helps the group also with the confidence and everything. He's also there. he's there for us every time we need him. You know, he's very close to us, and it's great to have guys like him with the experience, and like Simon Gagné too. Both won the cup, and it's great to have them to help us.
Well, Halifax in the final start this weekend. You know, maybe how different or similar are they as an opponent to the Olympiques?
I mean, they're both real defensive team. We didn't play a lot against them this year. I think we played them twice because they're in the Maritimes. But I mean, we saw them. We know they're really good defensively. They have a lot of skills, a lot of good players. Their goalie has been on fire lately, so we know we're gonna have a lot of work to do around his net. And I mean, La Pena was the same against Gatineau, so I think we're ready for this challenge.
With the, you know, Jordan Dumais potentially out for the start of the series still, how much more important is it for you guys to make sure you're off to a quick start and try to get ahead before he gets back into the series, and you know, because he's a difference maker for them?
Yeah, I mean, Dumais or not, we got to make the difference at home. The first two games, it's gonna be key moments for us in the series. Set the tone early and have those two wins in our bag. It's gonna be huge for us. And yeah, obviously Dumais is a really good player. Offensively, he's amazing. He proves that all season long. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on him and the rest of the group.
Oftentimes, you know, people talk about having all the time off, and you can be sluggish at the start of a series. You guys haven't looked sluggish at all at the start of any of your series with all the time off. How have you been able to get off to a quick start, even with, you know, not playing?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew that before every series. We had 9 days off every week after the first and second round, so we knew it was gonna be hard the first maybe like first two periods of the first game. So we just keep things simple. We play Spock and we just do our things, and we know things are gonna come after.
For you as a, you know, a player, you're from just what, about 40 minutes outside of Quebec City? Is that right?
30, yeah, 25, 30, yeah.
So what's this run meant to you? You know, we'll call you a Quebec City native just for the argument's sake right now, but playing for this team, being captain of this team, what has it meant to you?
Yeah, it's pretty special. I mean, I came 3 times in the Pee Wee tournament as a kid. I was living in Quebec. Watched the Quebec Remparts every time I had the chance. So just to be traded there, it was something special. Named captain after, and you know, now the run to the final, it's really something special for me and for the rest of the group. And I mean, our fans have been amazing, and they deserve that cup. So we want to give it to them.
What are you expecting from the people of Quebec City for the final? You know, they're already breaking attendance records.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, the two first game against Gatineau was 17,000, and now we packed the building for game 1 and 2 in 8 hours. So just to see that the playoff in Quebec is something special. We knew that, but to see that is it's incredible. And I think there's going to be a tailgate outside of the rink. So yeah, it's we knew our fans were the best, but I mean, at this point it's just bonus for us, and we enjoy every game here in Quebec.
What does that do for you guys when, you know, you skate on the ice and you see the building packed? Does it get old ever?
No, never. I mean, we had good crowd during the season, but never that much. And to step on the ice, it's kind of stressful at the beginning. You're like, you know, you just enjoy watching the stands, and yeah, like I said, it's something so special. I mean, I got no words for this, but the fans are amazing, and they cheer for us every game, and we wanna give it to them. Like I said, they're waiting for this cup since I think 1976. So we want to do it for them too.
They know they have to capitalize on the games that they can get because you guys have only been playing 2 at home each series.
Yeah, exactly. I saw a lot of comments on on a social media that they wanted game 5, but I mean, we want to finish the series as soon as possible to get some rest and be ready for the final and get that cup for them.
Absolutely. For the Quebec Rempart to make it to the Memorial Cup presented by Kia, you guys will have done what successfully to win the Q final?
I mean, everything. It's a game of details. We know we have to do everything the right way. We have to play our game or in our system, and I think everything will be fine if we play that way.
And just like with Robidas, I'm going to ask you, you know, in the playoffs, it's often a depth player that comes up in a huge moment to help a team win. So for you, pick one player from your team to have a big final series, not yourself, Bolduc, Robidas, Malatesta, Gaucher, you know, not the big guys. And we'll rule Rousseau out because Robidas already picked him.
I'll pick Robidas. I mean, he's been a great player for them since the beginning of the playoff. I think he wanted to produce more in the season, but we all knew he was going to step up in the playoffs. A guy like him with a lot of experience. He did the final 2 years ago. We knew he was going to be great, and I think he's going to keep going on this momentum.
All right. And how about one guy that's not one of your, you know, top 6 guys?
I mean, it's tough because I know they're all going to step up and they're all ready. But if I had to pick one, I'll pick Agostino. He's playing on the 4th line with us. He had a bigger role last year with the Cataracts, but I mean, he won the cup, so it's great to have him in the locker room. I know I repeat myself, but guys with experience like this, you want to have them in your team, and he's doing all the little details we want from him on the ice, and it's great. It's great to see him play like this.
For sure. How much more important is it to have guys that can, you know, play in the bottom 6, that can do all the little things right, and it might not show up on the score sheet every time, but you know, eventually it will, and you know, they can be trusted to go out at any time.
Yeah, exactly. You know, guys in the bottom 6, especially when you have great teams like this, are usually guys that play on the 1st or 2nd line in teams that are on the bottom of the standings. But you know, accepting your role is a big thing on those teams, and they're doing very well. Even the players that are not playing, or you know, like I said, in the room with the positive attitude, and it changed the vibes of the team every day. So yeah, I mean, guys like him are just stepping up and helping the team win, and you know, you need depth to win a championship. So we have that depth in our team.
All right. We need a playoff beard status update. So when I talked to Robidas, he said that at the end of the playoffs, it would be either him, Gaucher, or Lavoie that would have the best beard. Is that would you say that's right?
Yeah, I mean, that's not what he said this morning. He said he was gonna have the biggest one for sure. So I'll pick him, just not put him on a mat spot with me, but I'll pick Robidas. He's gonna be happy.
Did he tell you who he picked to have the worst one?
I hope he didn't say me.
He said it was either going to be yourself or Bolduc.
Bolduc, oh yeah, Bolduc is a good one. I mean, Cooper doesn't have a big beard too, but yeah, Bolduc could be a good one.
What's your favorite part of playoff hockey?
Just the excitement with the fans. You know, I like playing with having a goal. You know, the preseason games are not very fun because, like, if you win or not doesn't really matter, and in playoffs you have to win. So you know, it's kind of stressful at the beginning of the series, but it's just fun to play in these moments. You know, you as a kid you want to play on those games, and it's just fun to step on the ice and having the mindset of you have to win.
Awesome. Théo, thank you very much. Good luck in the final this weekend, and hopefully we'll see you in Kamloops.
Yeah, thank you very much.